The sun's not up yet, but me and Red are up. We're in the shed working on our cars because everything is bought. And if we don't sort these cars out, we're gonna lose the shop. Well, actually there is no shop, it's just my shed out the back. All these cars they're all cactus. None of them work. But let me just give you all a rundown because there's a lot of new people, and then we'll move on to today's video, which is sorting out what we did last time to break the GTR. It's a bit hard to show you this because it's a bit squeezy in here at the moment, but this is our LC Torana. It's a 4-door. It sat in the corner with no brakes for about 6 years, and we've been fixing it up for about the last year. It's almost ready to go. It's still got no brakes. It's still squirting fuel everywhere out of the carby. It's nearly there. Like, it's got nice seats. It's going to get new carpet. Got some other goodies for it. It'll make it look nicer. Here, I gave you a sneak peek of this one last time. This is, some of you guessed right, it's got an old table in the back at the moment. Don't worry about that. But this is my new to me, EK Holden Ute. This one you will see on the channel a lot. I kind of saw it on an auction, fell in love with it, paid way too much for it, and here it is. But it's kind of perfect for the channel. I mean, our colours are sort of red and white and orange. It has a bit of the orange, like, you know, here. But that doesn't matter, I'm not worried about that. But with the red body and this one white door, it seemed kind of perfect to put, you know, the BORKED Garage logo on the door there. And once I did that in GIMP to see what it looked like, I had to have this car. But yeah, you will see that a lot on the channel. I'll quickly just show you under the bonnet. It's nothing too flash, but it's all right. Where's the little knobby? There's a knobby. There we go. Down the knobby. There we go. I don't know how good you can see that. It's a bit dark under there. That is a 186, which isn't standard. But yeah, which kind of means it's cobbled together, but we'll worry about that later. She's currently stuck in gear. Apparently does run. I'll get under there and have a look, but not today. That's a tomorrow job. So over here is the LC GTR. This is my baby that I've had for about 10 years. It's one of those ones that I'm never going to sell. I'm just slowly going to do her up. Last week we put this beautiful Momo steering wheel on. It's leather bound, polished aluminium, and it looks way better than the old one. It feels way better than the old one. And there's a nice big gap there, I don't know why, but we'll sort that out. But anyway, when I turned the key after I put that on, no bueno, she wouldn't turn over. I hooked up the remote starter under the bonnet and she starts fine, there's nothing wrong there. Something I did last time I was in here. Stopped the key from working. It worked, like, turns the ignition on, but it doesn't do the start, so that's what we're looking at today. There's a Ute. Look how good that looks, man. Like, I don't know what it was, I just fell for this thing. It just, you know, it took my fancy and I had to have it. This side's pretty good. The other side we've got a nice big speed hole. I'll quickly show you that. May as well while we're here. It is a 60-year-old car, so you expect a bit of less than perfectness. There's a nice big hole there, and it continues down into the sill. But underneath it's all solid. The floors are solid. It's mostly solid, but whatever's wrong with it, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Oh, what's this on top of it over here, Ed? What's that? What's that, you say? This is, look at that. Oh, oh, oh. It's the wrong colour, but whatever. We're going to have these mugs available soon, as well as some other ones, so if you can, keep an eye out for that. Also got some merch. I'll just swing over to the other camera here. I don't know if you can see that. That says hanging with red in the shed. It's not in the shed, I think it's just hanging with red. But if people are keen, we can do this one, but it was really something I just made up quickly to test out the sizing and stuff from the supplier. So we'll see how we go. If you can, put it in the comments and I'll make sure that we make this one available, but otherwise it's probably a one-off, Red. Probably a one-off. We might do a similar one, but I'll put a bit more effort into it. We'll get somebody to do actual drawing or something. Yeah, instead of just my crap. Alright. Let's go and have a look at this car. You coming, Fredo? You can probably see the wire there that I took off to put my remote starter on, the little green one there. Just going to try and put that back on. If I can find where it goes over here. Because if I'm really lucky, that's all it needs, but I doubt it. Get back on there. Okay, that's on good. So this here is the lid off my oil drain pan, just to remind me that it's underneath the car. I didn't actually get the nut off. I gave up, cracked shits, and we went out. So it's still under there, you can probably see it down there. I did loosen the oil filter a bit, so not much though, just enough to make it break the seal, because I had trouble getting it off in the past. So hopefully, if we do get it started, I won't piss oil out, but it does. We'll deal with that. All right, Fredo, let's go see if it magically just works. Very, very unlikely. We're probably gonna have to take the steering wheel off again, but I'd rather not. So we'll try not to. She's out of gear. Key in the hole. Cross fingers. See, all the lights and shit come on. The ignition's on. It's doing something. It's noticing that I'm turning it. It is. The indicator's on. Why is it not cranking? I don't get it, Red. Alright. Something's not right. Does the lock work? Yep. Accessories. Which there's nothing on it. Actually, is the fan on that? No. Radio would be on that, but it's just wired in all the time. That's on. Is it? No? That's, what's that one then? Maybe that's accessories. It's on. I can tell because the brake light comes on. The indicators come on. There you go. That one's flashing. Interesting that that dims. Look. Is there an earth problem, Red? That would be my guess. This is off. That's not right either. Does that even turn? Yeah. I don't like doing that, but yeah, I mean it does it. Well, the steering wheel's got to come out again. The horn doesn't work either, Fred. What if that's related? Hey, it's the same wires. There's an earth somewhere, I reckon. So what I've done is I've just put a wire direct from the battery to the horn. That's it there. And it does work, but the connection's really bad. So I'm going to just sand it up and see if we can get the horn working. Trust me, this is on the positive side of the battery. At the other end, put it on here. It does do it, but you got to get in the exact right spot. I'll sand that off. Just connect to there. Could be a bad earth as well, although it is bolted straight into the chassis. There we go. That's way better. Much better. So we'll plug this on. Are you ready? Push the button. That one doesn't. This one might. No, it still doesn't work. So now we're going to look at the fuse, Red. The dome might work, so why would the horn not work? The issue's going to be here somewhere. There's a wire here not plugged into anything. These are just like wrapped. Black. That's like a plug. That one's just wrapped. I wonder if it's a bad connection on the fuse. That fuse looks good, and pretty sure the dome light works. Well, it won't at the moment because I took the fuse out, Red. God, what are you doing? Alright, hang on. Hey, oh, just spark there. That wasn't good. Yeah, see that works. And it's nice and bright because we put that different globe in there. It's like a fluoro globe. So we're going to go disconnect the battery. I'm going to tidy up all the wiring down here. See if I can work out what's what. See what I've done with this horn button, because that was me. I did that. Whoa! Did you hear that, Red? Problem solved. Alright, cross your fingers, dog. It's unlikely, but... No, that one's still out of action. But your horn works, Red. To get this one to work, I've got to get rid of this one. So, I think what I've done there is just cut the wires and then put a switch in there so when I push it, it comes on. How does that work though? What magic have you done? Because it's bypassing this now, isn't it? It would have to be bypassing this. Look, I'm less worried about the horn than I am about the ignition. So let's get that sorted. I'm glad we got the horn sorted, because I think the older you get, the more you realise it's important to have a functional horn. Okay, so the steering wheel's off again. Don't ask me how. That is a dodgy setup, but we got the job done. So guys, last week what you didn't see was that I pulled all this apart and I was trying to get this part off so that I could paint it. Now what happens is, this is ignition here. There's no actual wires that connect to that, but what happens when you turn that is this whole mechanism at the top here turns. So you should see this little knobby move. Alright, lights come on. And what's happening is that when you turn the key, that knob pushes down into a part in the bottom part of the column down here and actually engages a switch to engage the starter motor. So I noticed that the steering wheel and this part weren't quite lined up properly. So of course I took the wheel back off, and then I've taken all the screws out of this, got it to a position where when I turn the key, it actually is engaging something there. It seemed to be just a little bit off whack and it wasn't engaging as far as it should. So now when I turn the key, watch what happens.
Nice.
There we go, problem solved. Still maybe not 100% right, but that's gonna do the job. So let's put it back together and get on with our lives. Oh, it came out, it's pretty black, but apart from that, no dramas. There's no sparkly bits or anything. Well, it looks pretty good, nothing in there, so can't complain. Pretty dirty, but it's also pretty old, so. I'm using the Shell HX3 20W50. Had it for years, assuming it'll be alright. Should I grab a funnel?
2 hours later.
I bet it's not even touching the dipstick yet, Red. It says it's full already. Really? I'm not buying that. Topped up the oil, I put in about 3 litres. It's showing it's full. I checked the book and it says 3.4 litres, so I've got to assume that's right. I'm just going to take off the coil lead and we'll just crank her over to make sure we get oil pressure. We've got none so far. No oil pressure. Now it's not showing any oil pressure on the gauge, but I don't know if you can see that. There's oil there that's pouring straight out of the rocker cover and onto the ground. So I'm going to get a rocker cover gasket. I don't know why it's doing that. It has had a slow leak there, but now it's pissing out of there. I did just clean this all up, so to see fresh, it's brand new oil coming out of there. I didn't spill any, you saw me fill it up, I think. Used the funnel and everything. So pretty much just pouring out of the rocker cover. I hope that's where it's coming from. Let it run for a minute. Check the level again. That's what it's showing now. That's not good. Dipstick still says add, so let's add some more. Maybe it just has a big sump on it or something. It does have some mods to the sump. Oh my god, it's literally running out of the rocker cover as I pour it in. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but yeah, we need a new rocker cover gasket. Oh man, it's so wet. So here. Here's something you don't see every day, guys. It's a 10mm. Gotta be careful not to do these too tight, but you don't want them too loose either. I wouldn't want to get too much tight on them. But this front one was a little bit looser than the rest, but I don't reckon that's the problem. I reckon that gasket is just shot. Let's see what the dipstick says now. Now it's over full. That's alright. Better too much than not enough. To a point. She's a little bit over full, that's alright, because obviously we've got a massive freaking leak right here. Oh yeah, I'm not taking this out anywhere soon, am I? If you guys have experience with red motors and you have a recommendation for what type of gasket to use on the rocker cover, let me know in the comments, because I've tried this cork gasket a couple of times and still we're having issues with it. It suddenly got worse than it was, but it's never been right. It's always leaked. If you love old cars like I do, here's another video you can watch. I'm just going to keep on keeping on, making more work for myself. See you later. Have a good one.